In this video we will continue our silent onslaught against the Cult of the Absolute, handing out critical hits left and right. And if you want to know how I even surprised Merkel, then I recommend to you to watch this video till the end. To venture deeper into the Shadowlands, we need a light source to protect us from the curse. But we won't use something as primitive as a torch. After all, we didn't steal the light of a god for nothing. Our first encounter in the Shadowlands are some harpers. Stunned by our beauty, they ignore their surroundings and get surprised by shadows.
What do I have to lose?
After we save them from the shadows, they give us the location of Last Light Inn, a safe place in these lands protected by magic. Arriving at Last Light Inn, our welcome party is all but a friendly one. But after some use of our amazing diplomatic skills, we easily resolve the situation.
Stop! What's you doing? She's the one who saved us!
She's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Exploring Last Light Inn, we meet Damon, the tiefling smith from the Grove. He tells us that he is actually an infernal smith and offers us to make some infernal armor for us. So we give him some infernal iron. I mean, it's not like there's any other use for it anyway.
I knew I smelled something, and I know just what to do with it. One moment.
He crafts us the Flawed Helldark's gloves, increasing our weapon damage by 1d4 fire damage. Also, we buy the haste bow from him. A bow with an ability to give us haste for 10 turns.
And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
We also meet our beautiful friend Alfira, who tells us that they were ambushed and the other tieflings are either dead or taken to Moonrise Towers. And I truly couldn't care less. All that matters is that she is safe. Unfortunately, she then asks the unspeakable of us, saving the other tieflings. And we have to accept this because it's Alfira asking. Let's hope we never find them.
Thank you. If anyone can manage it, you can.
Going into Isobel's abduction fight, we pre-buff ourselves using a blood elixir, shriek, and a speed potion to top it off. We suppress our urge to kill her. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
The blessing falls uneasily over your tainted body. You can't help but dream. To kill her would destroy all of Last Light. You yearn for it so deeply.
Starting the fight, we should get the first move almost all of the time, giving us the opportunity to kill Marcos before he can do anything. Killing him is just the standard procedure of using Hunter's Mark, and then I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this, battle arrow for the double damage. And don't forget to use brace, like I always do. Once he's dead, it's just about picking up the winged horrors, starting with the ones closest to Isobel. Just don't be greedy and use your arrows of many targets, and you should be able to save her without bigger problems.
Isabel, are you alright?
I'm fine. We're in more danger than I knew. No mercy.
For Ketheric will have none on you. End this.
Once we saved Isobel, we head out right away to kill Karnas and take his moon lantern. Once again, we do some pre-buffing before we trigger the cutscene.
Heretics in the dark! Kill them! Destroy the blasphemers!
Once the fight starts, we focus all our attacks on Karnas' allies, preferably taking them all out in the first round using our many target arrows. After that, we use the harpers as meat shields, so we can use our humanoid special arrows to shoot them down from a safe distance. No idea how this guy still counts as a humanoid, but Marcus doesn't. But here we are, I guess. Once you are attacking him, try to stay away from all light sources, so you get the attacking from the shadows advantage against him. With Karnas dead, we take his moon lantern and release the pixie. Yes, release. I just can't be bothered running around with a moon lantern in my offhand.
Finally! Been trapped in that coffin with no one but a mad rider and my own farts for company.
Here, give this bell a shake. Speak the magic words and you'll get what you've earned. Protection from the shadow curse. What more could a dingus want?
Before we make our way to Moonrise Towers though, we take care of all the shadow creatures lingering around Last Light Inn. Taking on the Shadow Curse Trampling mount, we use a little trick. Normally ambushing units wouldn't react to the minor illusion, but if we use Shriek and then drink an invisibility potion, we force them out of their ambush. And after that we can use minor illusion and they will react to it like normal. So we get them all together and then kill one of these small needle blights to trigger a massive chain explosion. At level 8 we take the 5th level of our ranger class for the extra attack and the pass without trace spell for an extra plus 10 on our stealth checks. Now it's finally time to go to Moonrise Towers and start gathering our gear. The first merchant on our list is Lantar, the bugbear merchant, who will give you a 15% discount if you talk back to him and prove to him that you are a true warrior. But that's just on a side note. We don't have any use for his wares yet. Next is Roa Moonglow, who sells us the Drake Throat Glaive. Using the glaive we can turn our ranged weapon into an elemental weapon, boosting its damage by 1d4 elemental damage of our choice. And all we have to do for this is to drop our weapon of choice on the ground and then target it with the Draconic Elemental Weapon ability from the Glaive. Now we go back to Last Light Inn and buy the UNT Scale Mail from Quartermeister Tali, which I honestly should have gotten a lot earlier, but for some reason I thought Roa Moonglow would sell this armor at Moonrise Towers. Back at Moonrise Towers, we tell Astarion to join us and then force him to bite the Blood Merchant for a special potion that's going to increase our strength by 2 permanently. Not that we really need this, but you know, gotta show Astarion who his new master is now.
Fine, I'll do it.
Oh, hells.
Upon meeting Kedaric, we get to see his immortality with our own eyes. And after killing the useless goblins, all we can think about is how
In another lifetime, you were greeted in this throne room like a god, not the living wreck you are now. Your disgrace has something to do with this Ketheric. You yearn to flay him until he forgets himself, as you have. Nothing sickens you more than a man who is unkillable. But to a veteran deviant such as yourself, it is but a matter of time.
to get rid of our frustration, we start to murder the lonely guards at Moonrise Towers. Cause how else are you supposed to deal with this? Unfortunately, as we were enjoying our time at Moonrise Towers, we find the tieflings locked up in a cell. And since I can't lie to Alfira, I have to save them now. My god must really hate me.
Gnomes next door are up to something. They've been whispering like mad.
Whatever it is, we're in. Don't leave us in here.
So we free the tieflings and the gnomes and bring them to Last Light Inn. With that out of the way, we turn our attention to the Shadow Curse storms. Starting with Geringote, we send all our gold away, unless of course you enjoy getting one-shotted. Then, by all means, keep it. We buff ourselves up and then engage combat.
Have to keep going.
The easiest way to defeat Geringote is by killing the flying skulls around her. Every time you kill one of these skulls, she will lose 1 level of her coin armor. So before we are attacking her, we take out at least 3 skulls, preferably 4, if you want to be on the safe side. Once we took the required skulls down, we use our arrows of undead slaying to finish her off. After killing Geringote, we sit down with Tisopal Torm to drink away our sorrows. You know, like saving a child from a viper. Stuff like that. Unfortunately, Theobald turned out to be a light drinker and knocked himself out after only 3 drinks. Disappointing, to say the least. Last but not least, we have an appointment with Dr. Malus. Using the back door, we sneak up behind him, so we have an easier time surprising him. Again, we do our standard pre-buffing, except this time we skip the speed potion, because we won't need it anyway. We sneak attack him to surprise him, and now we simply start spamming arrows of many targets until all the sisters are dead, and then finish him off with the good old arrow of undead slaying. At level 9 we take the 4th level in our rogue class for the dual wielder feat. With the dual wielder feat, it's now finally time for us to go back to the bugbear and buy the big boy's chew toy. This gives us the ability to enlarge ourselves once per long rest, increasing our weapon damage by 1d4 physical damage. Our final task before entering the Gauntlet of Shar is to help Halsin lift the Shadow Curse. To prepare us for the battle, we pre-buff ourselves using Enlarge, the haste spell from our haste bow, Shriek, Oil of Sharpness, and a flying potion. This is very important because without the flying potion you will encounter some movement problems. The easiest way to defend the portal would actually be to simply buy all the big AoE damage scrolls, like Fireball, and then just blow them all up. But we are an archer, and not some spellcaster guy, so there won't be any scroll shenanigans for us today. Instead, we are going to use our special arrows to deal the required damage. Your first priority is to kill the enemy rangers, so the portal won't take any range damage from them. After that, we use our arrows of many targets to kill multiple low HP enemies at once.
It's done.
I have him.
Entering the Gauntlet of Shar, we solve a puzzle, ignore another puzzle, and then move forward to kill Yogia, who we are going to one-shot using the Killer's Sweetheart ring. With this build we even have enough initiative to get the first move against him. Not always, to be fair, but more often than not. If you however don't want to take any risks, you can simply drink a potion of vigilance before entering the fight. This way you should always get the first move on him. Now before we enter the Shadowfell, we start our own charge against Moonrise Towers. After we successfully killed almost all the guards in Moonrise Towers, we take a quick bath before freeing the Night Song, also known as Dame Aelin, daughter of the Luna and the source of Kelric's immortality. With that out of the way, we meet up with the Harpers to take out the rest of the guards. Or rather, just take out Zirel. Weirdly enough, she doesn't seem to notice that she is basically all alone.
Boys, make this traitor bleed.
I guess worms are even better than mushrooms these days. Before facing Kelric, we go through our standard process of pre-buffing.
He will crumble at the power of your touch. Give him all you have. The gods fight at our side!
Once the fight started, we use Misty Step to teleport close to him, so he is inside our Shriek aura. And after using Brace, we start to shoot him down. Using Arrows of Undead Slaying here would make this a lot easier, but since I didn't have so many, I wanted to save them for Miracle.
Enough.
That thing came from below. We need to find out where it took Ketherick.
Of course. But all in due time. First, let's take a long rest.
Your stomach churns around and around. The bile within is unsettled. Each moment brings a new surge. Your companions sleep like blissful lumps of meat.
The gods fight over her. But is she truly that special? You could do so much better, milady. We all kill what we love most. In time. Ah, she was starting to trust you. The only one she ever has. Pity it's coming to an end. Good night, sweet lady.
Your companion rests blissfully, without a fear in the world. As your hand approaches her body, it wavers. It longs to close around her throat. As soon as you raise the dagger, all doubts disappear from your mind, replaced by pure pleasure. This is far more thrilling than your nights together ever could be. There is a beautiful blush on her cheeks that was never there while she was alive. You drink in the sight until the dawn. Regrettably, the corpse before you is not your only company on this dark night. Footsteps approach, not your butler, come to celebrate this splendid deed, but the others, woken by your happy laughter, or the sound of knife on bone.
You have sullied our camp with bloodshed before. It shall not happen again.
What a mess. Anyway, following Ketherick, we solve a puzzle to get the Awakened Mind.
That should do it. Time to see what's back there.
Pick up the Resonance Stone and connect the Awakened Mind with the head. Once we talk to the head, we get the opportunity to purge her mind and take her knowledge.
It fades beneath your touch, but you feel something left behind. A fragment.
It is only knowledge yet, without comprehension. But when you use it, you will see.
At this point, it doesn't really matter what you choose for your next levels, because we already have everything we need. But there are still 3 main ways how you can proceed. First way would be to go another 3 levels into Ranger for a certain feat, allowing you to get your dex up to 22 in Act 3. The second way is to go 3 levels into Druid and then choose the Spore Druid subclass, giving you some extra necrotic damage as long as you keep your temporary HP buff. And last but not least would be to go 3 levels into Fighter for the Champion subclass. But this, in my opinion, makes only sense if you choose to abuse the Greater Invest spell to its max and become a true Skyrim stealth archer, fighting 90% of the time outside of combat. Facing Miracle, we pre-buff ourselves using Enlarge, Shriek, Oil of Sharpness and a Potion of Flying. We then use an invisibility potion to walk next to Alien. There we will pause the game and drink a speed potion. We are using a speed potion over the haste spell because we need a free concentration spell slot for Hunter's Mark. Now instead of freeing Alien, we will attack the Mind Flayer, which will trigger a surprise attack. Once we are in combat, we free Alien and then fly over to Ketherick. Then we cast Hunter's Mark onto him and one-shot him with an arrow of Undead Slaying. this will trigger Merkle to spawn, and since the avatar of Merkle and Kedaric are the same person, he also is going to have the surprise status. Now all that's left to do is to shoot him down with our arrows of undead slaying. Thanks, Alan. Now I can clickbait the title. One turning Kedaric in Merkle without perilous stake. Perhaps I won't sell you to Lorraine after all. Thank you all for watching and all the nice comments in the first part of this little series. I truly didn't expect that, so thank you very much. It definitely helps me to stay motivated producing more videos and improve my editing skills. I hope you enjoyed the second part as much as you did the first. And with that, I wish you all a good day and hopefully see you again once we reach Baldur's Gate.